So very good afternoon to one and all those who are present here. I am Sneha Vishwas from Karimganj, now known as Shribhumi, and today I am here to discuss about the quantum age and its potential and its challenges. So, as we know by now, the UN, which is the United Nations, has declared 2025 as the International Year of the Quantum Science, right? So the 21st century, which is the present, right now that we're living in, marks the dawn of the quantum age, where it is a transformative era where the quantum mechanics-based theoretical foundation go out in real-life mainstream application. Just like how the Industrial Revolution has reshaped human societies, the quantum age is set to revolutionize changes in many sectors such as computing, communication, medicine, energy, and national security. We all are here gathered to share and acquire knowledge on this topic of quantum mechanics, which is said to be so revolutionary that will change the human future. This seminar, we all are gathered here to talk about the topics of the quantum technology, this quantum age, and its potential and its challenges that we all need to know. So now, now let's start from the basics. Now, what is the quantum age? So the quantum age is nothing but the era where the transformative mechanics of the quantum go out from mechanic-based technologies, move out from laboratories to mainstream applications, which means that all the technologies that have gone, we know that quantum was discovered many years ago, but they have only been in laboratories and they have been processed. But right now, in the 21st century, they have come out from laboratories to real-life mainstream applications, and we have seen it everywhere. So now, as we have known about the basics, we'll talk about the potentials. But before talking about the potentials, I'm going to describe a term which is the quantum mechanics, which I'm going to use a lot in describing the potential. So, the term quantum mechanics means the study of the most smallest particles that come into existence, such as electrons, protons, and beyond that we have quark particles, and beyond quark particles what we have is just energy, waves, nothing else. And those waves give us particulate and wave-like energy. So now, if we put this term that quantum mechanics means the study of the smallest particle, which we come to know as energy-based particles. And those energy-based particles, if we apply it on real life, we can say that everything we see around us are just waves, right? If you take the remote I'm holding, it is also a wave, right? It's quite surprising, right? Quantum mechanics means quantum physics. Quantum physics is way past ahead from classical physics that we use nowadays. The principles of classical physics that we apply in real life break when we come in quantum physics. That it is so mind-blowing that we cannot understand. It is not possible for us like normal humans to know about this quantum physics. Even Albert Einstein was surprised and was unable to accept what is happening in this quantum physics. So, there's also one surprise that the concept of that quantum physics tells that everything we see around us are waves. In the religious scriptures in Srimad Bhagavatam, in chapter 26, in verse number 23, we have that there is a Sanskrit sloka that goes Shabda Matram Abhutam Nava, which means that in the beginning of the universe was made by sound. And what are sounds? Sounds are nothing but waves, right? And those waves gave rise to the material space, and then after that, due to those waves, all the other entities in the world start to begin. So this is such a mind-blowing thing that what we have known in the 20th century, that came ahead in the quantum physics, that everything we see around us is waves, was known in years, 1,000 years back in our religious scriptures. This is so mind-blowing. The quantum physics field is such a vast field that we cannot express it or understand it by the span of few minutes or even a few years. We can take years to understand because it's beyond our human intelligence. So now, as we have known what is quantum mechanics, let us know about the potentials. The first is quantum computing. So quantum computing uses the principles of quantum mechanics to process data and perform calculations. They can help in drug discoveries, climate modeling, financial markets, and in AI optimization. Now, the second is quantum communication. So, in quantum communication, we use QKDs, which is the quantum key distribution, to make secure networks and platforms which can keep us away from hackers and create such a secure network and global quantum network. So, the third is quantum materials and energy. So, quantum materials and energy are nothing. So, the study of quantum, where the energy particles, how they react to each other, their process in entanglement and wave-like structures, and how they attract each other by entanglement and etc. etc. So by this we can create materials and energy processes such as superconductors to form. The fourth is quantum sensors and imaging. It is nothing but sensing a lot of things such as gravitational fields and know the minerals which are underground, etc. So now, as we've known about the potentials, we know that every good start has a bad side also. Let us know about the challenges. The first is technical challenge. We know that quantum computer is qubits, right? We know, as Vinny told earlier, that qubits are very sensitive to the nature and they're very sensitive and they can interact with just a little amount of noise from the environment. So they're kept in very low temperatures, right? And they're very low temperatures. So if there's a little bit interrupted in that, there can be technical challenges for us on those qubits, and the network that is created using the qubits and in quantum computing can break and have many technical errors and challenges. The second is security challenges. We know, as I said, that they help us create secure networks, right, from hackers and all. But it is also a challenge because because in security challenge, the quantum can create computers which are super intelligent and can break password, because now the classical encryption method that we use nowadays, if you want to share something with someone, then a quantum computer can get those information within span of seconds or even milliseconds, because it's such an intelligent device. The third, should I continue?
Done, right?
Sir,
Completed? Time up. Time is up.
should I explain?
No, you summarize.
Should I summarize?
Just summarize, yeah.
Okay, so the policy and governance is here that how the rules and regulations to perform those, and there are rules to how to prevent them from challenges, and but if you know the potentials and the challenges that are there, everyone should know that, and learning those how they will not badly affect us. There is not much known in the society. If the quantum gets developed so much, the rural societies in India don't know about the bad sides of it. So that is the policy and governance. And then economic and social, then it is that the quantum computers or the quantum mechanics are very expensive. That is not. And then there is the global race, and these are the countries I've mentioned which are far ahead.
That's
of the
fine.
global race.
That's fine. You have mentioned about quantum materials.
Yes, sir.
What is a quantum material, and what could be the challenges in preparing those materials?
So that's, I'm going to give an example. Some of the quantum materials are superconductors, which can conduct energy and electricity without wasting any extra energy, because the present conductors that we use nowadays waste a lot of energy while also conducting, such as the solar panels that we use nowadays. They also conduct energy but also waste a lot, and it takes a lot of money. So that those are the challenges.
Second question is, what is noise?
Huh?
What do you mean by noise?
Oh yes, sir. The noise means that the qubits that we have that we use in quantum.
No, simply, what is noise?
Noise are the sounds or the bad sounds.
Quantum computer doesn't use sound.
No, sir. By noise, I said the word noise, right? Here I know noise. I mean that the qubits that we use in quantum qubits, they are very sensitive, right? So any environmental noise, even like if you talk near the computer, the quantum bits that are entangled with each other, they can break and cause communication errors. And by that noise, I mean.
I'll continue with sir's question. Noise. Have you experienced noise in your daily life somewhere?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
You're speaking and the noise coming from the speaker. It's not.
This sound. This is my sound.
This
Voice.
sound-
My voice.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not noise. This is my voice. This microphone
Yes, ma'am.
is.
But ma'am, I'm saying if the sound is a little higher, and if it
Okay.
causes discomfort to us, that is noise.
Okay. Have you heard radio?
Yes, ma'am.
Radio. So when you tune in, have you ever? Nowadays people listen on mobile, no?
No, ma'am, I've never used the radio.
Yeah. See, that's the question.
Sorry.
You haven't used the radio.
We do have one at home, but I've never used it. It's for like visualization only.
Okay, so today you go home and try to tune your radio to particular channel. रेडियो है ना घर में? है कि नहीं है?
Ma'am, but it doesn't. Like,
It doesn't work.
Yes.
Okay, but I think you can tune into channels in your mobile also. FM radio, right? you can tune in, no? So I'm trying to give you an example of noise. So when you try to tune a radio and if the sound it is disturbing, okay, that extra disturbance is noise. Okay, all right. I have one more question, very quick question. You have told us so many things. So do you want to go into this technology? Would you like to be a scientist in quantum technology? Okay. So what is your favorite topic here? You have listed many topics, no?